This evening, we're going to read the newly updated Hateful Conduct and Harassment policy that we need to abide by as streamers, as viewers, as lockers, as whisperers who don't be in a chat but want to message you. You know who you be. All of those. Hello, if you don't know me, I'm Mady_Sarissa. Hit me on follow on Twitch. And if you don't want to hit me on follow, thank you for watching anyway. Pap. Okay, let's go. Basically, introducing our new Hateful Conduct and Harassment policy. December 9, 2020. Fresh out the oven policy. Again, disclaimer, I already read it. So, every day, millions of people come together on Twitch to share their passion and skill, support their favorite streamers, and connect with friends. Communities on Twitch are diverse and are growing rapidly, representing nearly every interest, background, and language around the globe. As we evolve, it's necessary to revisit and update policies to make sure all streamers and all communities can create together safely on Twitch. Today, we're introducing an updated Hateful Conduct and Harassment policy. This new policy will take effect on January 22nd. So it's for the new year, 2021. Again, I already read it all year when it came out. And in case you don't watch the whole video or you're not here live in the Twitch talk, it is only effective, again, January 22nd, 2021. And everything before that does not take effect. If they strike you for something you did before that date, you can tell them and they will take off the strike. So I understood. Read for yourself. But that's what I understood. I'm reading a Twitch ad. They're too fast for me sometimes. The YouTube ad, hi YouTube people. I didn't say, well, like I was saying, YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. The only thing of my social that doesn't have an underscore, actually all my socials don't have underscore. The only thing that has an underscore is Twitch. Wait, you're getting me off topic. Going back on topic. It's very hard for me to stay on topic. These changes are intended to better protect the community, not to be punitive. So we are sharing them before the updated policy goes into effect, to ensure you have adequate time to understand what is changing. During this education period, our safety team will continue to moderate content using the existing guidelines. We understand that any change in policy requires you to invest time to read the new language and consider how it might impact your behavior. Your behavior, your attitude, your chatting, how you're going to talk to people. Okay? I'm not reading this myself. That's why I'm reading it to you. Because I know no one's going to read it. How to say? I read it because I'm a streamer. But I know a lot of streamers. Oh, yo. Look at me go and get myself in trouble. Not only streaming. A lot of people, just like general conditions, whatever. Even though it's your craft, even though you're a viewer, you don't necessarily read it. You just accept and go forget about it. But this is important. So if you're lazy to read it, I'm going to read it for you. And at the end, I'll do a summary. A go-go summary. I'll do a go-go summary for you. I'll do a go-go summary. Which is just a summary off of my memory, and read it yourself. And if you didn't, well, I am not a professional, disclaimer. I don't work for Twitch staff or anything. I'm just reading the guidelines and helping you out. You're welcome. We understand that any change policy requires you invest time, blah, 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 blah. And we are grateful for your support as we work together to make Twitch safer for everyone. Why now? We know that many people on Twitch, particularly women, members of the LGBTQIA+ community, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, unfortunately, continue to experience a disproportionate amount of harassment and abuse online, including on our service. Not only is this blatantly unacceptable, it is also undermining the community. That's not what's written, but that's okay. It also undermines the community we're building on Twitch and threatens the long-term viability of streaming as a career for everyone who wishes to pursue it. We're incredibly proud of our creators. Sorry, the lights are on the way. There we go. Sorry, the Christmas spirit is in the way. I'm at this. We're incredibly proud of our creators who show up every day to create great content and build welcoming spaces for their communities. And facing harassment because of race, gender, or any other protected characteristic is unacceptable and has no place on Twitch. We developed the new policy to take a clearer and more consistent stance against hate and harassment, and to give you greater insight on what is and isn't acceptable on Twitch. Hateful conduct and harassment have always been prohibited, but we've added more detail explaining the behaviors that fall into these categories. We've also added specific examples to help you understand how the policy is applied in practice. I have to pause here just to say, I think the initiative is good. It is good. I think it will change, but I'm afraid that it's going to be super enforced when it's new, and then it's going to get lazy as time goes by. Because I don't know if it's going to be easy to, and I think it's going to be enforced a lot for like, I don't like to use the word bigger streamers. I'll say streams with a bigger following and subscription, because I think Twitch safety more regulates that. Because when I got affiliated, well, I started streaming before the affiliation, and as I said before, I feel like I used to get worse harassed before than now, and maybe because it was less monitored. I don't know. I just feel like everything that's new, everything's gonna be tight and ready to go, and after when a few months pass, just saying. I'm not reading my chat. the chat opinion that is under me is their own. The chat opinion does not reflect my opinion. The chat opinion does not reflect my opinion. Not necessarily, okay? They already decided they're going down, and we're a nice community. Why are we going down? It's fine. We nice people. We usually nice people. I don't know why they're talking about like we're going down. For what? The policy is a culmination of a months-long process incorporating extensive research within our community and consultation with industry experts across fields as well as our Safety Advisory Council. We also drew heavily on a review of past cases to identify edge cases and opportunities for clarification. Understanding how we've historically enforced these policies helped us address common points of confusion and increase enforcement consistency. What's new in the policy? That's what we want to know. What's new? Obviously, I'm not paying attention to my screen. Just because you don't read doesn't make it less true. I'm not reading it. I am reading it though, Omega, but I'm not reading chat as much because y'all be saying nonsense sometimes. Just to ensure we provided adequate detail, we've broken the policy out into 3 sections: harassment, hateful conduct, and sexual harassment. And we'll walk through key takeaways for each. Words and actions have meaning and impact. Even if your internet is not meant to be hurtful. Yes, even though your internet is not meant to be hurtful or cause harm. The internet is a rough place. Wild west here. Even if your intent is not to hurt or to cause harm. Even if the target of behavior or comments is bothered by them, others in the community may nevertheless feel impacted by it. Under the new policy, our safety team will look at the content of statements or actions in order to determine whether a behavior is abusive and violates our guidelines, rather than relying solely on perceived intent. Okay? Under the new policy, our safety team will look at the content of statements or actions in order to determine whether a behavior is abusive and violates our guidelines, rather than relying solely on perceived intent. I have a problem with this sentence. Because if it's like solely on perceived intent, I don't know. But they said solely. So they're still, because if someone by accident, well, this is harassment. I'm making sure, if someone by accident clicks a bad link, are they punished? But this is harassment and hateful conduct. I have to remember that. So I think that's fine. But I read it, again, I read it the first time. I think they describe things. Anyway, they said they describe examples. So I'll just continue reading. Like, I read it, but I read it very quickly because I have a short lunch break. As a consequence of this, our assessments of some areas, including some types of harassment, may rely on indication that a behavior is unwanted, including channel timeouts, bans, or reports from the targeted users or AMAR team. This will provide us with the necessary context to ensure we aren't punishing people for good-natured or competitive banter. See? Good nature and competitive banter that is accepted in some communities. Our community, banter and competitive banter and good nature, that's us. We are good nature, competitive banter, okay? So far, we good. That said, we'll continue to weigh both the perspective of the reporter and the content under review to reach a determination. We expect these changes to improve overall enforcement consistency as they reduce subjectively in the review process. Harassment. First part. Harassment encompasses targeted attacks through attention-seeking behaviors that are designed to disrupt, harm, or hijack a community or stream. People experience harassment in many ways, including personal attacks, promotion of physical harm, and malicious brigading. We do not allow harassment on Twitch and will take action to remove it from our service. We do want to enable users to express themselves naturally with their friends and communities without fear that these interactions could be misidentified as harassment. If you feel that a behavior crosses a line into abuse, we encourage you to use our report feature or take channel-level action to indicate that the behavior is unwanted so that we have the context we need to take appropriate action. Okay. So basically, if any behavior comes across bad in your head, you must time out, ban, do whatever you want, and also use the report feature first before I guess they take their action. We take your report seriously, and each report is sent to a member of our safety team for review. Beyond that, several of the changes in this updated policy make certain aspects of our long-standing policy clearer and more explicit. For example, the following behaviors are explicitly prohibited: claiming that the victim of a well-documented violent tragedy is a crisis actor or is lying. Okay? Things to not do. Basically, all this long sentence is things to not do. Claiming as examples. Claiming that a victim of a well-documented violent tragedy is a crisis actor or is lying. Don't do that. Encouraging others to basically dox or exposing people's address. If you don't encourage people to expose people's address, expose their personal information or swat another person. Bad. Incited malicious raids of another person on person's social media profiles off Twitch. I think any malicious raids, I mean off Twitch, but even malicious raids on Twitch. If you're gonna raid somebody and explore a bunch of racist comments, that's also bad. So just because they say off Twitch, on Twitch too, no malicious raids of another person stuff. Okay? No. Bad. I don't know what DDoS is. I know what dox hack is. Dox is not DD. What is DDoS? Tell me. I probably do know. Hi, Ryan. This is a new update. This is a new update on Twitch's harassment policy. Basically, it came out today. And we have till January 22nd till it's enforced. Our new hateful conduct and harassment policy. Someone in chat tell me what DDoS is. I'm gonna say docs too, but I don't know. I heard of it. I like not heard, but seen it. Docs I know, hack I know, SWAT I know, but this one I don't know. I'm reading it. I read it already, but yeah, they're gonna be more washata on washata. But hopefully it will help with the everything. But I did already say, and I'll say it again, I feel like it's gonna be working like a well-oiled machine in the beginning, and I think it's gonna get loosey later. No one's gonna tell me what okay, I'll look it up later. Or someone tell me in the comments or in the chat what it is. Thank you. For more examples, you can review the community guidelines and our Learn More article on harassment. Hateful conduct. Behind the Christmas lights. Harassment becomes hateful conduct when the attack is based on identity characteristics. We consider following identity-based attributes to be protected characteristics: race, ethnicity, color, caste, national origin, immigration status, religion, sex, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, serious medical condition, and veteran status. We've added, I'm saying it wrong, caste. Someone tell me how to pronounce it. Caste. DDoS is a cyber attack. Thank you. We've added case, color, caste. Okay, thank you. Caste, color, and immigration status to this list to ensure we are evolving with our global community and providing sufficient protection for underrepresented groups. We've included more details so you can better understand which behaviors will cross the line. For example, hate speech and symbols have always been prohibited, and we've added explicit language banning hate groups, membership and hate groups, and sharing of hate group propaganda. Again, do not feel attacked anybody. We are not hate groups. And even the USS and the channel, y'all are supported to each other and y'all be encouraging each other. So y'all not a hateful group. Again, not concerning y'all. We nice people here. We respect people. We elegant people. We've also specifically prohibited black, brown, yellow, red face unless they are being used in an explicitly educational context. No black, brown, yellow, red face. Nothing face, okay? Have your face normal. Again, this is not new, but the new guidance will make the standard clearer for everyone. For more examples of prohibited behavior, read our Learn More article on hateful conduct. The following changes should also be noted. Emotes are an important part of how we communicate with one another on Twitch, but they can be used maliciously. So emote combinations, even without additional text used in chat, will be held to this policy. Given its historic and symbolic association with slavery and white supremacist groups in the US, displaying the Confederate flag is prohibited. Okay? No Confederate flag. Bad. Sexual harassment. While sexual harassment has always been prohibited on Twitch, we've heard from our community that our guidelines didn't adequately account for harassment behaviors that are sexual in nature. With this update, we separated sexual harassment into its own category and adopted a much lower tolerance for objectifying or harassing behavior. I feel I get the most is sexual harass. Like, I already said that I got racism already, but it's way less. I get the most of the time the show your boobs comment more than the racist ones, which I know it's kind of due to colorism. Like, I'm lighter skinned and it's the truth. So colorism, I will suffer less racism normally, usually, I would say. Someone can tell me it's the contrary, but I do think, and my channel's small, maybe that's why. Not small, I'm a petite channel. Up and coming channel. Does cosplay count as educational? No, you can't do blackface or brown face or any of the faces they said for cosplay. Just use your natural complexion. Notable changes include repeatedly commenting on someone's perceived attractiveness, even in what you believe to be a positive or complimentary manner, is prohibited. If there's indication that it's unwelcome. You've been asked to stop. Examples. You've been asked to stop, timed out, or channel banned. So don't do it repeatedly, okay? Making lewd or explicit comments about anyone's sexuality or physical appearance is prohibited. Note that we do not make an exception for public figures, okay? Sending unwanted, unsolicited links to nude images or videos is prohibited. So it says it, that you're not allowed to do that. Omega, you won't get insta-banned if you say someone is pretty. It says if you comment someone is pretty and they ask you to stop several times, it said even what you believe to be positive, it doesn't indicate. If it's repeatedly commenting, if you said it once and then you said it a fourth time and then the person says, I'm uncomfortable, please stop, and you don't stop, then it's an offense. Do you understand? This is another step towards recognizing your safety vision for Twitch. We do recognize we still have a lot of work to do, and we are committed to invest in the necessary time and resources to get this right. We also want to acknowledge our appreciation to you, the community, for joining us in the shared commitment to make Twitch better and for providing us with feedback along the way. How to learn more. We want to make sure you have the information you need and the opportunity to ask questions and get clarity before we start enforcing these new rules on January 22nd. I repeat, January 22nd, 2021. It's happening. Christmas ain't passed yet. So you have Christmas to not be worrying about, well, just following the normal guidelines. If you're afraid that your attitude might be offensive already. But again, everyone in my chat, usually y'all nice. So I don't know how y'all act outside my chat, but normally I don't think y'all got worried. Can you still call me the best? And the context. It depends on the context. HTTP. Depends on the context. Oh, Zerzer in the chat, please. This is for you too. We have an update on Twitch. I'll send you the link. It's today. This is a Twitch update. You affiliate boy. You got to know them policies. You got to know all of these rules too, boy. It updated today. So just giving you the heads up. So we set up 3 live sessions where we'll walk you through the changes and what they mean for you and answer your questions. If you can't catch these live, the VODs will be available for you to check out too. Okay, so again, we have things to watch. 12/11. When is that? Friday? That's Friday. Yeah, that's Friday. So we have Creator Camp Deep Dive into the policy. So we have, if you want to know from Twitch themselves, you have this Friday, Creator Camp Deep Dive on the policy, 10 a.m. I don't think I'll be there. I'll be working. And the entire community is invited. Join us live for a live discussion. We'll also answer questions from chat. Overview of the policy and enforcement on 10 a.m. on Twitch on the 16th of December. We will discuss safety on Twitch, our goals for this new policy, and answer questions from chat. So if you don't want to go to the creators camp, you can also ask on Town Hall. I didn't even know that Twitch has Town Halls. You see the things you learn when you read stuff. And also there's another creator camp at 12 p.m. on the 6th of January, where they're reviewing questions, basically, since the launch. Why since launch? I thought they're launching January 22nd. So what launch? I don't know. We'll return to the creator camp stage to do a rundown of frequently asked questions since the policy was announced and provide, okay, just the announcement, and provide an opportunity to ask any last question before enforcement begins. Okay. Review the full policy language here. Okay. Oh, we have full policy language too? What does that mean? I'll open in the other. FAQ, which is frequently asked questions. What is a creator camp? For those who don't know creator camp, Zaza asked the question. Literally, it's a part of Twitch. It's for everybody. It's mostly for streamers, but it's a part of Twitch. You can go into it from your dashboard, I believe. I can check. Wait. Well, I can't check. You'll see my dashboard. But it's creator camp. It shows you, like, it gives you advice on streaming. So it's good to check it out as a new streamer. Even as I'm not a new streamer, but I still go now and again and check out because they like give you advice and gives you heads up on new stuff. And Creator Camp as a channel is a Twitch channel that also has like videos, VODs, and streams of streamers who are already, I would say, well established on Twitch. And they give you advice from their experience, and they can also have panels, like they said there, where there are like several, and they will explain the new policies and things to avoid and things like that. So yeah, so that's what's Creator Camp. So yeah, some areas of the new policy are stricter. Are you imposing increasingly strict penalties for violations under the new policy? I need to do a Twitch voice because my voice doesn't sound Twitch voice. A teacher once told me my voice doesn't sound serious, so he can never take me serious. I know when your grading teacher says he never takes you serious, this is the face you make. But I passed that class, but he was like, "Your accent, I can never take you serious." I was like, "Wow, okay." Obviously, he's not ruled by Twitch harassment policy, so he's safe. He is in real life where you can literally say anything to anybody and you don't get banned. You can't ban people from your life sometimes. While we are firmly addressing some behaviors that were not explicitly included in the previous policy, this iteration of our guidelines is also much more detailed, which enforcements tailored to the severity of the action or language. As a result, behaviors are relatively low in severity. For those who are like, if I say you're cute today, will that get me banned? No. Low in severity. Or language commonly viewed as being colloquial will receive warnings or lighter suspension. I'm not suspending somebody if they say, hey, you cute, okay? I'm just saying. Y'all say it. I'm just saying, if it's repeatedly and it's malicious in nature, again, that's when you get the times outs and the reports and the bad stuff. If you tell me, show me your boobs, I have no choice but to say, no, time out. And if you come back, I have no choice but to report you. That's just the way it goes. The most severe violations will continue to receive an indefinite suspension on the first offense. In total, we expect that the penalties under this iteration of the policy will scale more appropriately to the severity of the violated behavior. You know what that's missing here? Is this a Twitch voice? I don't know how to do a Twitch voice. This is the only accent I got. But the thing that's missing, I feel like they didn't approach how they can avoid, if you ban somebody, them making another account right away and coming back on the channel. Because that's what happens sometimes. You ban somebody and they just make a whole new account and they come back on the channel. And you do it again and it just goes over and over and over. Like, my Twitch voice is, will you issue warnings before the new policy enforcement begins? Our safety team will continue to review reports under the existing policy and issue enforcements accordingly during the period leading up to January 22nd. We will not be issuing warnings under the new policy during this period. Ooh. There's not much they can do about that. That's the thing. That's what's dangerous. That if you get harassment, people have the ability to like hop on quick. You know? That's what's scary. But our safety team will continue to review reports under the existing policy and issue enforcement accordingly during the period leading up to January 22nd. We will not be issuing warnings under the new policy during this period. Listen, which is why it is important that you review all the materials provided to you to ensure you understand what is changing. If you have questions about the new policy, we suggest you tune in to one of our live sessions, which will all incorporate time for Q&A. We will also be updating the blog post with additional questions from the community at various times before January 22nd. So literally, if y'all have questions, I really suggest, instead of asking me, go to the live Q&A sessions and also read the frequently asked things, I think, the FAQ. Why are you delaying enforcement? Won't that just allow bad behavior to persist in the meantime? Our existing community guidelines already address many of the common types of behavior that are unacceptable on Twitch. We issue policy updates to improve community safety, not to be punitive. Okay? Given that there's a lot of new detail in this policy update, we felt it was essential to give the community time to read, process, and ask questions about them. This additional time will allow us to address common points of confusion and prevent creators in their communities from accidentally running afoul. In the meantime, our safety specialists will continue to enforce our existing policy and ensure that hateful and harassment content and behavior is removed from Twitch. How will this new policy impact older content? This updated policy will apply only to content that is created on or after January 22nd, 2021. Mistakes do happen, and if you receive a strike for what you believe to be older content, this is what scares me. That was acceptable under the policy in place at the time it was created. We encourage you to file an appeal as a member, and a member of our safety ops team will review the content of the issue. This is why this one scares me. Well, let me read what Ryan says first. He says a way that it can address the issue about someone like taking an email and coming back and creating another account, like just take a new email, create a new account and pop up, is if Twitch tied another account to your Twitch, but that would drop Twitch viewership. I don't know. But like, that's the idea, but I see what you mean. Like people who like could come here to just troll, they won't get to troll. I don't know. I don't know the semantics behind all of the things we see. I don't know how at all, because I don't work in any sort of programming in real life day-to-day job. But back to this. I think this thing about, oh, if older content gets you a strike, of course we make mistakes. This reminds me of the DMCA when they said people deleted their VODs, deleted it, completely gone. And their server kept it and they identify it and still gave them a strike. So yes, mistakes do happen, but I'm afraid that it like gives you a strike and then they're not responsive because maybe it happens to a lot of people. Because again, I don't know how I'll say the security algorithm bots. Because I'm guessing it's a bot that is reviewing everything that's happening to find the words. So I just hope it won't be like the DMCA where I was seeing on Twitter, everyone was like, not everyone, but a lot of people was like, I got DMCA strike, and the video is deleted. Ooh, things to avoid. Like if I wanted to troll and my account got banned, if I had to link my Facebook account or Instagram account, I'll be less likely to do so. Yeah, you're less anonymous. That is a good idea. But I don't think they'll do that. That would just encourage people to go to YouTube or to Facebook gaming, so they won't do that. How do you decide the length of suspension? Why we do not make our specific enforcement public? Oh, why we do not make our specific enforcements public? No comment. They are based on several factors, including the severity of the violation, whether a violation is repeated, and the user's enforcement history. Enforcements may include warnings and temporary suspension ranging from 24 hours to 30 days. In the most severe cases, we will issue indefinite suspensions on the first offense or due to repeat offenses. Okay. When they did the Google Plus for YouTube, people rage. Yeah, they won't do that. Well, we'll see what happens in the future. Nothing is set in stone. Stop panicking. There's no Google Plus set. There's no put your phone number so we can know if you are the one harassing this person. For now, it is not that. We acknowledge that some slurs... Wait, what do you mean when you say that you will allow the use of some words or terms that might otherwise violate your policy against hateful slurs? How do you determine which words fall under this category? We acknowledge that some slurs have a history of reclamation or colloquial use to indicate belonging to certain groups or communities. While these terms are traditionally tied to identity, we do not believe that Twitch is or should be in a position to determine individuals' identity. While these terms are traditionally tied to identity, we do not believe that Twitch is or should be in position to determine an individual's identity. Okay. After consultation with a number of diversity and inclusivity academics, we have decided to allow the use of some terms that may otherwise be viewed as slurs, so as not to alienate or limit the expression of communities on Twitch. However, we still prohibit slurs when used in an explicitly hateful or targeted manner. This is not a perfect solution, but we think it's the best option to ensure that Twitch is a truly inclusive space. For those who are like, which word? Everyone is thinking on a specific word. Well, I guess you can take on different words, but it's like the N-word. Like, people of color, black people, can say it, but in a non-hateful way. And if you say it in a hateful way towards a person, knowing it's to demean the person, then it's an offense. If it's between black people and it's like talking, it's not offense. I particularly did not use the N-word. I don't like it. But I know it's in rap songs, whatever. But even in the rap songs, I try not to sing it. Sometimes it will pop up, but usually I replace it with fella, okay? So if you're struggling in your life because of the N-word, literally in any song that has that word, just say fella. It rhymes. Trust me, I do it. Just say fella, it rhymes. It rhymes every time. It rhymes. That contradiction, I know for a fact Teresa is part of Twitch team. I'm a contradictive person, but I'm not part of Twitch staff, I promise. I promise I'm not. Right now, it's up to them to determine the context. Yeah, that's why I'm like underlining. But they admit there's not a perfect solution. Is the N-word allowed in this chat? Thing is with me, no, actually it's not. Never, I say with me, I don't, like, because I can't tell if someone's black or not. And sometimes I can't tell if they're saying it out of, well, that's, whenever someone used the N-word in this chat, besides one person, it was used in the hateful manner. They just use the N-word, and then I see it in Automad, and it'll be like, you stupid, or things like that. So, yes, it's banned. And it's banned with 1G, it's banned with 2Gs, it's banned with the ER at the end, it's banned with just the 1G, because some people try to be slick and do it in all kind of shapes and forms. No, that one is not banned. But it's just that I can't tell who's black or not. And I feel like I don't use it. So I guess, yes, it is banned on my channel. It's not banned. I won't ban you if you're a black person, but I can't tell. I can't tell. I can't tell. I'm on Twitch. You see me. You see me. I don't see you. So I have to take a stance. So I don't have it because I don't find it myself. I don't use it. Well, if they're from another country, you see. Like, that's why I like with my chat, like, the word is banned, but I should see the sentence and moderation. So if it's not used, and like I said, every time besides one person, I know that besides that one person, it's because I read the text and I saw it wasn't offensive and I let it pass. So that's your explanation. Do you take offense to the word depending on who say it and depending on how it is said towards me? So I take offense in that sense. Just like I take offense to people also call me the B word. That's offense. Even friends. I have a story about that with Bruce. Honestly, because Bruce was like, "Hey, once," and I stopped him one time. I was like, "You'll never call me that word again." And he never did. He ran for really quick. And it was other people, and he was like, "Wow, you're not a cool friend, whatever." I was like, if he gonna talk to me like that, he not gonna be my friend, so I don't need to be cool. And he was like, phew, stop that right there. No, I don't tolerate that. I find like negative words, if they originated negative, I don't want it. I don't know. I don't want it. That's it. Back to reading. I just don't want it. But he was good because he didn't say it the way y'all think he said it. He didn't say it the way you think he said it. He said it a French way, which sounds different. Because a French way, like he said biche. And biche in French means dear. But he didn't mean it as dear. Because I know how he was saying it. And I even told him, and the others thought he was saying it as in dear. Because people have told me in France that I look like a biche because my eyes are green, so they're light. But he said it in a way like that to get away. But he was laughing. He didn't say it mean or anything. But I told him I don't like it. But he respected me. That's why we're still friends. He respected me. But yeah. The thing is, I understand the N-word is complicated, but to me, it's not complicated because even though I'm black, I don't say it because I find the word was born not nice towards black people. And even personally in the Caribbean, like the older people don't say that word. My parents don't say that word. I remember people used to say that when they was watching rap and stuff. My everyday, I don't be saying that word. So it's not something I miss, and it's not something I have the habit of saying or using. So I don't miss it. Ryan, I'm going to finish reading this and then I'll come to your questions, okay? Honestly, I don't mind other people using it around me. Like, or singing rap, whatever, black people saying it, that's them. But personally, I don't do it. That's my opinion. And I don't feel like it's not part of my culture. Like, it's not I wasn't raised saying that word. It's not about culture. It's not part of my upbringing, honestly, that word. It's not part of my upbringing. So I feel like, no lie, on my island specifically, that feel like just something they adapt to be Americanized. Honestly. Because it's not something that was said with parents or grandparents. So obviously it came from somewhere when all the young generation using a word and the older generation is not using a word. Where's the word coming from? They know of the word, but they weren't using it. So something's up. Okay. But we're closing the parentheses about the N-word to go back to the rest. How do you determine if something is a hate symbol? We define hate symbols as the emblems, branding, and gestures most frequently used to convey hateful ideologies or denigrate against other based on protected characteristics, including symbols of a Nazi party, white supremacist groups, and other hate groups. We consider context in which a symbol appears when evaluating whether it is a violation of our community guidelines. In particular, we allow for the presentation and discussion of symbols for the purpose of education or in the context of historically set games. So you can show it in context of education or in the context of historically set games. But this context must be made explicitly clear. Additionally, symbols appearing in the context of developers-generated game content will not result in an enforcement as long as the broadcaster does not leverage them to carry out any hateful behavior. Okay. How do you determine if something is a slur? A hateful slur is language that generally degrades or denigrates based on a protected characteristic. When we evaluate the use of hateful slur, we take context into account, and we do make an exception for the use of some words or terms in an empowerment way. See? This is what you meant. And we do make an exception for the use of some words or terms in an empowering way or as a term of belonging with such intent is clear. That's how I was explaining. Like, besides that one person, again, which I repeat, you see in the text what's the intent. Like, it's obvious. As a streamer, you'll know. You'll see. But I do understand, like, text doesn't have voice. Someone might just say a word, but even if someone just say the N word by itself, example, like we're talking about that, that's weird. Why would you just say the N word as your first word by itself? You would say something before that and then something. You wouldn't just put it by itself. Like, you have to distinguish. And like you said, you have to take a stand somewhere. It's either you allow it or you don't allow it. Personally, I guess I don't allow it. It's not I guess. I don't allow it because it's one of the banned words. Because I personally don't find it's a nice word. That's just... And whoever uses it for empowerment, again, go, more power to you. Personally, I'm good in my life without it. How will you take actions against harassment in cases where the user does not file a report? If we receive a report that a user appears to be the target of harassment and we have any sort of indication, moderator, action, feedback from the creator on stream, then we will take action. In the event of a more subjective situation, for example, competitive banter or trash talk, we'll rely on signals from the person being targeted or their mod, so that we can take appropriate actions and avoid punishing users in situations where that behavior is welcome. So if I call HTP Alexa because he's Native American, will I be reprimanded? You won't be reprimanded, you won't be able to see the word. Because the word is banned. I keep saying, like, the word is banned. The word is banned. On my chat, the word is banned. So you can't call nobody anything N-word related. The slur N-word related. It is banned. I don't know why you're trying to find a rapper way to do it, a roundabout way. If you want to call another person a N-word because you're two black people, go in the whispers. Go in the whispers. You don't need to do it in my chat. Go in the whispers. Honestly, I think on Discord it's not banned. Probably not. I don't remember doing that. But I do still think, personally, I wouldn't be calling people N-word or not N-word, because once you let one person go and do it, you don't know how to police anymore who's saying it and who's not saying it. And so when someone of another ethnicity says it, and you have no proof if this person is you don't know this person can use it with bad intent. And you wouldn't know. So that's it. Why is this policy stricter than some societal norms? Twitch is home to communities all around the world with different expectations and standards. Our goal is to create policies that adequately meet the needs of all those communities. Societal expectations range widely around the world, so we have developed a set of standards for Twitch that aim to strike a balance that meets the expectations and needs of all members of our communities. Our goal is not to stifle creativity or expression, but we expect everyone on Twitch to hold themselves and their communities accountable. This is an important sentence. Twitch to hold themselves and their communities accountable. Let me read it back. Our goal is not to stifle creativity or expression, but we expect everyone on Twitch, everyone, not only streamers, everyone on Twitch to hold themselves and their communities accountable. So it's like, it's my house. If I say no to the N-word, It is banned. There's no going a wrong way, 1G, 2G, whatever. You can say the full, I am from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. I am from Nigeria. I am Nigerian. Okay? Okay. That's it. How can you enforce a sexual harassment policy in whispers? Whispers, which I was talking about before. Whispers are private communications between users and as such rely on user reports in order to take actions on inappropriate behavior being conducted over whispers. In addition, we offer several tools to help users control how other users contact them. All users can use our ignore feature to stop seeing messages from a specific user. In addition, users can opt to block whispers from strangers to prevent any user that they do not have a relationship with from messaging them. Please see our help article for more information. And that is the end of the update. There's a hateful conduct and harassment new. Ooh, it's long. Isn't it the same? I think it's the same. I'm reading it fast. I'll link it. I'll link it for those who would like to read. It's the same. But that's pretty much it for the update. I think it's just more detail. It's not the same, it's just more detail on the language. So if you want a full in-depth of this new policy on language, I will link the link. I just actually did. But I'll put it in the YouTube description also. So yeah. And that's that. Thank you for watching and listening. Bye-bye.